With the heartbreaking passing of Dolly Parton today, we are not only losing a legendary musician, but an iconic American. Someone who represented the ideals of what can and does make this country great. Dolly Parton fought for all people, not just with her music but with her activism. People who were persecuted at all times throughout her career. She fought for workers, she fought for more love, and she did it with flair and passion. I I want to spend this video talking about Dolly Parton's incredible legacy. But I also just unfortunately have to lament the fact that Donald Trump has gotten himself, as he always does, involved in this day. And it breaks my heart, especially with this being the 250th anniversary of our country, that Donald Trump has also spent making it all about himself that he did. So again, today I don't want to spend too much time talking about Donald Trump and what he posted, which may actually surprise you. It surprised me. But I want to talk about Dolly, and I want to begin with a message from her nephew. It's really what we need to hear today after such an incredible person has passed.
I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest.
Dolly Parton is truly one of our most legendary Americans and will be missed tremendously. Not again just for her talent, but for her activism. And I think that is why Donald Trump made the post that he did. It's a little surprising because it's like the first thing that he's done correctly in this entire presidency. But to me, it's still an attempt to make this about himself a little bit. Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that he was very sad to report that Dolly Parton had just passed away. Although Trump wasn't reporting it, it had been reported. This isn't him breaking news. This isn't about him. It is a true loss for millions of people. There's never been anyone like her and never will. This is true. And Her Honor Donald Trump said that he will lower the American flag in the United States for a week, a period beginning tonight at 6 p.m. I think that's the right decision to make. But I just have some thoughts. This is the right decision to make. I just hate that he makes it all about himself. Like, you're not reporting this news. It's news that was shared by her family and deliberately. So her nephew spoke to the heaviness that he felt, knowing that he would be the one to break this news for years, knowing that he would be the one to break this news. This was not about Donald Trump. This is not about him, getting the recognition for lowering the flags in this country for a week again, the thing I think it's the right thing to do. But this isn't about Donald Trump. And some people might be a little upset that I'm making this video and even talking about him after such a legend and an icon passed. But I I just feel sick every day in our 250th anniversary that has just been used to really to like bastardize what it means to be an American. And the Trump flag humping and faux patriotism and fake grief. Donald Trump has never grieved for anyone, and he's just using this as an opportunity to make it about himself. If he truly cared, there would be an effort to fulfill Dolly Parton's legacy. But I want to go through her legacy. This is not what Mega is about. The Democratic Twitter account Fact Post put out a couple of great reminders of the way that Dolly Parton has, I don't want to say a political activist, but someone who lived her values. Certainly a political activist though, but someone who just lived her values in the best way contributed so much to our country in the world. Dolly Parton donated $1 million to COVID-19 research at Vanderbilt, of course, in Tennessee in 2020, helping fund the Moderna vaccine. Dolly Parton in 2022 donated $1 million to fund pediatric infectious disease research. Someone who always was working in her community. Obviously, this is the type of research that Donald Trump's administration cut. The Missouri Republicans, who obviously run that government, cut $4 million in funding for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library Literacy Program. $4 million for a library program which sends monthly free books to kids 5 and under. This is something she worked at her entire life. They also shared Dolly Parton's advocacy for LGBT people. The whole community saying, I do not believe that we should criticize and judge other people. We are all God's children. You should be allowed to be who you are. Dolly Parton, of course, was an outspoken advocate for young education. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library gifted over 332 million books to children under 5 since it was created 31 years ago. This is someone with decade upon decade upon decade of living her values and making her community better and constantly reinvesting into it. And you can't just take such a positive image and use it for your own political movement without fully grappling with what it means. And I'm very tired of MAGA and Republicans and conservatives getting to glom on to kind of the most fun parts of our culture in a thoughtless way. Like these are the people who say that we have Americans fighting and dying for our freedoms. And that's why I have my freedom of speech to say slurs, but don't speak a word when Donald Trump wants to, steal kids off of college campuses for speaking out against the genocide. And I hate that they're taking the opportunity to take someone with such a beautiful and full legacy and try to make it theirs. And I'm sure Donald Trump will say something tonight about how Dolly Parton loved him or would have loved him, or that he always thought she was fantastic. And she loved him. And he's going to do that because he can't help himself. But we just shouldn't allow that the bastardizing of our values, of the symbols of patriotism. If you listen to the lyrics of 9 to 5, it's not just a song. It's speaking out for the dignity of workers. Like, it's great musical because there's an inherent truth to it, that we are people who deserve respect and in all facets of life. Of course, Dolly Parton lived her faith every day, and that we should love all of God's children, but also everyone should be treated with dignity and respect. I think Dolly Parton, again, if you've seen the musical, would have had a couple of thoughts, and I'm sure did, about the way that Donald Trump talked about women and women in the workforce, the idea that Kamala Harris is a DEI hire again. You go watch the musical. This is someone who lived real values and a universality in them, and I think is desperately needed in our politics. A universality that shows respect for all people. That if you believe that we have to stop kids from being killed by gun violence in America, that should extend to the rest of the world and especially in Gaza, that little Palestinian boys and girls also should have that universal right to not have their lives stolen from them by gun violence. And I think that's what we need more of. And we should not allow the movement of MAGA to do like a Dolly Parton stolen valor, and to try and make vapid her words that had so much deep meaning. Like, the songs were bangers, they were hits, they were the ABCs, they were the always bangers and classics, but they had real meaning. I'm tired of the misunderstanding. It's good to think critically. That's what these people have taught us. It's good to think critically and it's good to learn. It's why Dolly Parton worked to make sure that there were 332 million books shared with young children. And and I want to play a little bit of her talking about that.
Before he passed away, my daddy told me that the Imagination Library probably was the most important thing I'd ever done. Now, I can't tell you how much that meant to me because I created the Imagination Library as a tribute to my daddy. He was the smartest man I've ever known, but I knew in my heart his inability to read probably kept him from seeing all his dreams come true. Inspiring kids to love to read became my mission. In the beginning, my hope was simply to inspire the children in my home county. But here we are today with a worldwide program that gives a book a month to over 1 million children. Of course, I have not done this alone. The real heroes of our story was the thousands of local organizations who have embraced my dream and made it their own. They raise millions of dollars each year and wake up every day with a passion to make sure that their kids have every opportunity to succeed. It's been quite a journey, but we have so much more left to do. Now, I'd love for your community to join our family, so please take the time to explore our website. Let's share this dream that all children should grow up in a home full of books.
We have to get back to loving universality and community and dignity and respect and learning and education and stop allowing the right to co-opt these things and make them bad. I think one of the best examples of this, and I want to say one more thing about Dolly Parton. But, I think one of the best examples of this right now is James Taylor Rico. James Taylor Rico is a sweet guy. He's a nice guy. He's just a regular guy. His students love them. Sure, congregations that he speak before love him, but the right has done this thing where they talk about him as a soy beta, lose a cock. And they use all these words because he has empathy, deep empathy. And it just makes you think these people would have hated Jesus. And they don't really listen, do they? Like if they knew the real Dolly, did they listen? And that's why it makes me sad that there's this Trump co-opting that's going to happen. Because it's like, listen to what she was singing about, listen to what she was saying, a true American icon and just a tremendously sad day. Now, if you want to support, as always, you hit subscribe button and drop blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.